Hi everybody, welcome to the Big Idea of the Week. This is part 2 with the CEO and co-founder of Infusionsoft, Clate Mask. We're very excited to have you again.
Great to be here.
Thank you. And well, yeah, you've been sitting on the edge of your seat just like mine right here. I am. I want to learn about meeting rhythm, and I wanted to pick your brain about that because you did kind of say how important it was for you as an entrepreneur. So let us know.
Yeah, you bet. So, you know, I've said many times that how you do your meeting, your strategy planning, and what you actually accomplish it isn't nearly as important as when you do it, the rhythm, the actual investment that you make. And so, and this is so critically important for entrepreneurs, because for an entrepreneur to say, okay, I'm going to take time out to go and be proactive and plan my business, and it's so difficult to do that for a couple of reasons. First, you feel like if you leave the business for 20 minutes, it's going to all blow up. You know, I mean, you just constantly feel like you're holding everything together, and how could you possibly leave? And I remember all of those feelings. You know, it's so hard. But the other reason is that you feel like, well, my business is so fluid and so dynamic and things change so much that what's the point of planning, because everything's going to change next week anyway. And so there's these two temptations inside of the entrepreneur, the business owner, that causes many times the business owner to just like push away from the strategic planning process and from the time that it takes to do that. So with that backdrop, what I'll say is this. The time that you spend in proactively planning your business and thinking about it is so powerful. It creates so much clarity and confidence for you as a business owner that you kind of need to realize you're spending all that time spread out in chaos and frustration during the course of a month, a quarter anyway. You might as well put it up front and just be totally clear and give yourself that time to think deep and think very intentionally about the business. And so, you know, that's the general reason why you've got to take the time. I'll be happy to share the specifics of rhythm, because I believe that as humans we are creatures of rhythm as much as we are creatures of habit. And if we can get clear about how to get that rhythm working for us in our business, it's just awesome.
I absolutely agree. I'd like for you to share at least the rhythm. You know, people might be saying, well, I meet with my employees once a month and we talk about all the stuff that's going on, but then the next month it's different. There's not really like a dynamic. So is it just a meeting once a month, or how deep can this go?
Yeah.
Right?
So when you do strategy planning in a way that becomes very powerful for your company, there are building blocks of the strategy planning. And so the best way to think about this is you want to create a plan for your business that's 3 to 5 years out. You know, for an entrepreneur, a business with 1 to 10 to 25 employees, even going out much further than that feels like next generation anyway. So I like to encourage people to go 3 to 5 years and then to work back from that. But here's the point. Everything in the rhythm is connected to this 3 to 5 year plan. So you don't have a rolling 3 to 5 year plan. You set up a plan of what you're going to do over the next 3 to 5 years, and then you're consistently working at that. And here's what it looks like. You have an annual planning meeting where you take 2 days. I generally recommend 2 days. There's power in that overnight thing that happens when you come back at it after a night's rest and you work on it again. So 2 days annual planning, 1 day quarterly planning, a half day per month, and then the weekly kind of meeting, you know, just sort of your normal weekly meeting. And that can be, you know, 30 to 90 minutes depending on how big your team is. But those are really the pieces. It's not rocket science, but the fact is when you create a 3 to 5 year plan and then you break off pieces and you're working yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and then even daily for kind of a scrum or a huddle to just kind of check in on key indicators, then that creates a continuity and it creates a rhythm, as I've said, that just enable us as human beings to put things into those containers. Okay, this is something we're talking about annual. This goes quarterly. This goes monthly. You know, this is something that needs to be weekly. This is part of our daily agenda. That rhythm of putting that, it's just a matter of creating time for those conversations and then realizing, oh, we don't deal with that now, we deal with that at the monthly. Oh, we don't deal with this right now, we're doing that in a big way at the quarterly meeting. So that's kind of the nutshell version of it. And I like to tell people, even if you don't have like great exercises or great strategic approach of what you're going to do in all those meetings, what I've seen over and over and over for entrepreneurs is when they give themselves those chunks of time in annual, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily denominations, the work gets done in a great way.
And I'm just so passionate now that you've said this to me in person, because I've heard about it, we all hear about it, and we're passionate about small businesses, but just being able to separate those topics, as an entrepreneur, you want to take care of it all right now, and well, it just came to my head, so I'm going to do it. No, that's a yearly thing. No, that's a monthly thing.
Yes.
That's great. I hope you took notes. If not, we will just press rewind and play it again. This is great information. And as an employee of Infusionsoft as well, and all of you listening, you are a part of this too. I want you to tell us how important it is for people to feel that connection, whatever it is that they do in this company, to make it succeed.
Yeah, so that's the great thing about strategic planning done done in this way, where you're very intentional about it, and you take time annually, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. Mm-hmm. What you get to do is you get to tie every role and every person in the company to that vision. Now, some roles tie 100%, and other roles, but the idea is to see that you as an individual employee, me, everybody in the company is part of something bigger. So when I talk about our purpose to help small businesses succeed, and I talk about our mission to create the market of all-in-one sales and marketing software for small businesses with 100,000 customers, or I talk about the values, when we create that vision, everybody can relate to it and identify, okay, here's how I connect to that. Here's how I'm helping us to get to that mission. Here's how I am connected to the why of what we do, our purpose. And so when you're doing this in your business, you want to make sure that you're creating a picture for people, a vision for people that enables every individual to plug into that. And what you'll find is that purpose, that meaning in the work of your employees is so motivating. It's so powerful. We all think that people work for a paycheck, and at a certain level that's true, but it's not the best level.
Right.
It's the best level happens when people they're totally engaged in what the purpose and the vision is of this company, and where they can see how their role fits into that bigger picture. And you think about it, that's why people like to work in small businesses, because they can see their contributions, they can see how their work is meaningful. People don't like to go to work and be just a cog in a big massive machine where they don't understand how it applies to the outcome that we're out trying to achieve.
Yeah, that impact that people are making, that you may be making and you don't realize you're doing, just that passion, that's what we wanted to let you guys know. And if you want more, this ebook is great. I know we told you about it a week ago, but here it is, the link right below. You can download it at any time. It's great. It's actually titled Your Game Plan, A Winning Strategy for Small Businesses. I forgot to mention that before. And it's a great ebook. If you have any comments, let us know. Clate, open door. Technically, seriously, he's here right now. He's going to answer your questions. Let us know. You can go to bigideasblog.infusionsoft.com, or always follow us on Twitter at bigideasblog, and also at Clate Mask. Why not?
Sure.
Share your thoughts.
Yep.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay, thanks,
We'll see
June.
you guys in a few weeks.